Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make this adorable Halloween welcome sign. Now, we do have a few different files available that are on our Patreon page for our $4 or more a month patrons, but I will show you how to do the background, all that kind of stuff. Now, the round that I use, they come blank without the screw holes in it. I had my husband drill holes in these. I bought these around Christmas time last year. There's like 25 of them for like 10 bucks. They're super inexpensive. I used matte black Oracal 651, some different ribbons and white paint and some red paint. But if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you how to make this. But before I jump over there, I did want to remind you that the weekly WOW sale for this week is 50% off of our Easy Weed and Wooden Pick, which is one of my favorite tools ever, and that is the biggest discount we've ever placed on them. So if you're interested in trying those, I would definitely check that out. That sale ends on Sunday, August the 29th of 2021 at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. But give me a moment to change the camera angle and we will go over how to make this. Okie dokie. So as you can see, I have my sign round laying down. So I'm gonna take, this is just some white, matte white paint, and we are going to paint our sign. I'm just gonna put a little bit down because this is just a big old sponge brush. And this is the apple tree or apple something. This kind of paint I think this one was from Walmart. So as you can see, I'm just going to give it a good coat of bright white for the background, and I'm just bringing that to all the edges. See, very simple to do. And we'll apply this and let it dry, and then we can get started on the other colors. I think that's too much. That is probably way too much. But the good thing about using a sponge brush is if you do pour too much like I just did, use your sponge brush and pick it up. You can put it back in the container, see? It's like, once you let the cat out of the bag, you can't put it back in. When you're using a sponge brush, you actually can. So there we go. But I do want a nice even coat, and I kind of want my lines to go, my brush, well, it's not really brush strokes because this is a sponge brush, but you know what I'm saying. Why is this wanting to move all on me today? And I like to try to go edge to edge when I'm painting like this with my strokes, so that way it's nice and even all the way down and across. There we go. But you see how good that looks? I mean, and this is pretty simple. And this is a great base and very inexpensive way to make like your porch signs or your front door hangers. And I do like to be able to use and change things with seasons. But there we go. But you see how nice and smooth and even that is? So we're gonna let this dry and then we'll come back and do some more paint. Okay. So as you can see, I have my white circle. It's now all dried. And then I have some of the Master's Touch acrylic in crimson. I have taken and put on a paper plate, and then I've also got a cup of water here because I'm going to kind of slightly dip, and I want it to have that blood spatter effect. So I'm just kind of dipping into the water And we're gonna let this dry, so it's not gonna look as watery once it's all dry, but I do kind of want, you see how it kind of has that scary movie effect? And it's different tones of paint. So now I'm gonna kind of dip into the water, dip a little bit into my paint, and I'm going to paint my hand because I want a bloody looking handprint. See what I'm saying? So now I'm just painting the whole of my hand. Now I will take and wash my hand off after this, but you kind of see what the vision is now for stuff. It's like scary movie vibes. But look how cool that looks. Tell me that's not the most awesome background that you've ever seen. And see, I'm kind of going in layers over it, so we are getting some variation in the red tones. And I'm trying not to make too much of a mess, and I'm kind of standing back a little bit so that way I can get the edges. And this is going to have to dry for quite a while before I even think about putting vinyl over the top. But you see what I'm saying? It's just playing with color. So now my background is ready. Once that dries, we'll put on vinyl in our bow and we'll be good to go. So as you can see, I've already ran my gold cord through here, and I have my design all cut out and ready to stick. Now I went ahead and did this for a couple of reasons. One, so that way I could size the bow. I wanted the bow to be one of the bigger parts of this. So just to let you know, hold on. Now I'm just kind of squeegeeing this part down, and let's see if I can fix where, there we go. Okay, I was using like all my little extra pieces of tape because I wanted to save tape, so there we go. Doesn't this look adorable though? I love how this all came out. I'm so happy with it. Oh, there we got a piece of ribbon stuck under my L. And I love how the black matte looks on here. That's why it shows black matte. But you could use shiny if you want to. And from a distance, it doesn't look like a horror sign. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like a standard. And I'm just kind of going through and making sure everything's smoothed down. And it just looks like a standard sign. Okay, so I have already taken and cut all my ribbon. And this is like a mixture of like, so this one I think came from Walmart. It's just a mixture of different ribbons that I have that are in like the black and white and red and like some burlap. So I'm just gonna take and lay out my pieces. And as you can tell, I already fishtailed my ribbon. So we've got that. We've got this one. We've got some plain red ribbon. Okay, and then I have some plain black satin ribbon. Okay, so I have a, what is this? A pipe cleaner here to kind of grab my ribbon to make my bow. And this is just an easy way to make a bow. You can make your bow however you want to. This method just kind of works well for me. And then that way I can make sure everything kind of looks lined up the way that I want it to. Okay. So I'm just taking the pipe cleaner and I'm using, and this is what I have on hand. You can use floral ribbon if you want, or just regular ribbon, however you want to do it. So now, once we kind of get this in the center how we want it, twisted all together, we can kind of play with the placement of the ribbons and kind of pull some of them longer, shorter, poke them behind. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can make it as fluffy or not as fluffy as you want it to be. It kind of just depends on what works for your design. And you kind of just stack them and play with them. Okay. Now, I've got just a piece of regular black ribbon to tie over. There we go, my bow. And that's nothing extravagant, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ribbon, the bow itself is kind of, you know, it's just there for effect. And then I do like that some of the ribbon is wired, so you can really kind of play with your placement. There we go. Okay, so I like how that looks. So one of the things I'm gonna go ahead and do is, you see my little gold strings. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tie that into a knot, and that kind of holds, well, that doesn't kind of hold, that holds really well in place. Okay, now I'm going to take my gold and we're gonna wrap it around the bow a few times, because one, that helps bring in that gold cord, and it does add a little something extra. Okay, flip it over. Again, tie my gold cord. And there we go. Look how absolutely adorable that looks. I love the whole thing. Now, remember that the weekly wow sale for this week is 50% off all of our Easy Weed and Wooden picks. Now, if you followed me for a while, you will know that this is one of my favorite tools ever. It's absolutely amazing. And 50% off is a great deal. Now, that sale ends on Sunday, August 29th of 2021 at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. But look how absolutely adorable this came out. So if you like this sign, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos. And as you can see, you can kind of just adjust your lengths of ribbon and all that fun kind of stuff as it goes. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all later. Bye.